How y'all doing? I hope well. It's your old pal Melissa Joy. And it's still spooky season, which is very exciting. So a couple weeks ago, my very good friend for a very long time reached out to me. Her daughter had bought a costume on easycosplay.com. I'll have a link down below. Anyhow, so she bought this costume and it was, I have to look it up because I don't really know anime. All right. So it's Saaya Yamabuki. She is a drummer in a band called Poppin' Party in an anime called Bang Dream. She bought this costume and it was too big. So my buddy knew to reach out to me and that I could fix it for her. So this is the journey of taking it in. In the putting darts in jean shorts video, I had talked about eventually showing you how to take in pants via the center back waist. Well, here it is. I'm also going to take in the side seams. Some of the other things that will happen to this costume are the top will be taken in via the side seams, the belt will be adjusted, and the suspenders will be taken up. This costume was actually very well made. My only criticism is the socks. They do not want to stay up. I would have put them on a tight, or maybe made the top a straight line, or add silicone to grip the leg. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put some elastic in, and I will suggest to her mom that they get some silicone from the hardware store and paint it along the inside top edge. This is how much the blouse needs to be taken in on both sides. So what I'm going to do is, with my safety pins marking where I need to take in the top, I'm going to put pin marks down the shirt, which eventually I will transfer to the inside. Measure both sides to make sure that what you are going to do is even. Once you are ready, flip your garment inside out and start pinning it so that it is ready to start sewing. Can I help you? This top will be taken in like a triangle, which is a dart, and we've done those before. Put it on the machine and sew it down the sides. Like I said, it's going to be a triangle, and so what you're going to do is at the end, instead of back and forth, you're going to trail off, and then you're going to knot it off. As always, double check your work. Serge away the excess fabric. And there's a little ASMR for you. Anyway, it's time to take in this apron. And it's very easy, actually, because it's hook and loop tape. So what you're going to do is you're going to pin your hook and loop tape to the belt. And what you'll do is you'll mark where the hook and loop tape should stop, and you'll put a piece there, and then you'll do it on the other side. Double check your work because it kind of is a pain in the neck to sew the rough part of hook and loop tape. With closures, triple check them. So you want a bigger piece of hook and loop tape. What you're going to do is you're going to clip an edge off, and then you will zigzag it on the sewing machine. Make your life a million times easier and sew the parts of the hook and loop tape that you will not see on the sewing machine. So what I did was I sewed in the ditch, where the stitching line is, the Velcro. Unfortunately, my footage isn't great, so I can only show you how I started it. I switched out the foot to a zipper foot to make it easier. Then trim away the excess hook and loop tape. So what you're going to do now is you're going to hand sew any loose pieces of hook and loop tape that you can't sew on the sewing machine by hand. And as always, double check. This time you're going to make sure that nothing will rip away when you open the hook and loop tape. So these arm garters are just like doing the apron belt, except because it has these flaps, you can do the entire thing on the sewing machine. And as always, check your work. Sewing is honestly a lot of checking your work to make sure that it's okay and not weird. So, in order to take in these shorts, I first had to take off the belt loops, and then I had to separate the waistband from the shorts themselves. It's not hard to do, it's just a little time consuming, but you just be patient and you do it slow, and it'll be totally fine. Separate it a little bit further than the actual amount you need to take it in. Now we have the stuff we need to take in from our fitting. We're going to move it to the inside, where we open up the pins and we mark everything. We flip it and put it on the inside. We've done this before, but I'm going to show you again. Like I said, sewing is a lot of repeating. Since I have to take these in on the sides, we're going to keep opening the waistband. We are down to serious business. I have pulled out my scalpel. Now I'm going to measure how much to take it in. Undo the stitching that's holding the cuff up. It's only a couple of stitches. So with a lot of care, I took the cuffs off of the shorts. And there was serging and stitching. And then, when the cuffs were off, I made sure to label it so that it was said like right leg front and left leg front, so I didn't mix them up. I've stitched and serged everything that I need to take in along the center back and the side seams. Now I'm pressing it so it lays flat. This will make sure that the cuffs and the waistband look real nice when I put them back on. I have to take the belt loops off so I can put them in the right places along the waistband. Otherwise, it's just going to look weird. Here we go. I'm going to cut the center back of the waistband. I'm figuring out the new placement of the belt loops. I'm going to take in this waistband now. So the belt loops are pinned in, the waistband is pinned on, and I'm going to stitch in the ditch to put everything together. I'm going to pin each belt loop at the top and do a tight zigzag, like a 1 or a 2, and then I'm going to stop for the night because the waistband will be done and the cuffs won't take very long. What I'm going to do is I'm going to measure out how much these shorts need to be shortened. It's 1 inch. Then I'm going to pin out the line and trim away a little bit of the excess fabric. Sometimes words are hard. The rest of that 1/2 inch will be serged off later. I just need it now. So I got to take in these cuffs so that they'll fit the shorts. What you do is you open it up just like the waistband, then you pin it down and you sew it. Off camera, I trimmed the excess from when I took in the cuff. Otherwise, it's going to be lumpy and uncomfortable, and you don't want that. Anyway, you're going to pin the cuff to the shorts along that pin line that we did, and you're going to make sure that the side seams match. After you've stitched and serged your cuff back on, take your iron and mush it down so that it lays flat. Throw a couple of stitches into the side seams so that the cuffs stay up, and then guess what? You're done with these shorts! So what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert garters into these socks. And the way that these are built, I have to open up the seam and the serging. You only need to open it about 1 inch because of what your elastic is. You're going to feed your elastic through the 2 holes, and you're going to double check it and make sure that it's good by stretching it out. Then you're going to pin it into place. You're going to do 2 rows of stretch stitch on these socks. You can use a zigzag or a serging stitch on your sewing machine to close the hole. Double check your work, and you're done! The final fitting went great, except for those socks. So she put them on, and I marked where I needed to hand tack them. So each star has the little hand tack, which is just a couple of stitches to hold it in place. This helped to solve the slipping down part of the socks. And like I said in the beginning of the video, I told her mom to get some silicone from the hardware store and paint it along the edge.